Hey, what's going on, everyone? Cardboard.Capitan here, and it's been a minute, but with the banning, finally, of Corey Steelcar, I feel a little invigorated. And I'm slowly trying new decks with this new season. Now, I think, even though there's 1 month of a lot of cards that will be rotating out, for example, Dollmaker, for example, Heist, and whatever. Uh, the decks besides Corey Steelcutter that were maybe a tier below them, like Orzhov Pixies, um, some. There's also a mono green ramp that does pretty well with the Final Fantasy cards. Those are still going to be top, but I do like to experiment. That's one of the joys I get from playing Magic the Gathering. And today I have a Bogles deck. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the Bogle archetype, it comes from certain creatures that innately have wards. So, in this case, Toadstool Admirer. It has ward 2, and the basic idea is you get one of these out, and then you start boosting it through Optimistic Scavenger and strong enchantments like Ethereal Armor. Now, what makes this an Alchemy deck are certain cards like Hardened Bonds, which works beautifully with Optimistic Scavenger. You drop a Scavenger first, you drop a Hardened Bonds, the Scavenger gets +1/+1, you get a creature from Hardened Bonds. Innkeeper's Talent also triggers Hardened Bonds. And the only new Final Fantasy cards are, first off, Starring Town. Starring Town is a very fundamental card, just as a way of mana fixing. But Summon Fenrir is a bit more exciting, in that it's an enchantment, first off, so it has some synergy with your Processionist, your Scavenger. It also searches for a land, and on its second Saga turn, when you next cast creature spell this turn, that creature enters with an additional +1/+1. So that can work with Hardened Bonds. I'd say this deck is pretty rotation proof because there's only 2 cards right now that will be rotating. Toadstool Admirer, which is common, so it's not a big deal if you want to craft it. Rest in Peace. I think if you want to rotation proof this deck, you change this to Soul Guide Lantern. Now, I don't know how big of a player graveyard decks will be post-rotation. Abuelo's Awakening will be rotating out, but there's still going to be Overlord of the Baelmerk, for example. There's also a Yuna deck, which utilizes enchantments, and Yuna can reanimate them for a lot of power. But yeah, that's the deck for now. I'll have to play this some more to get more sideboard ideas, but let's go to the gameplay. Alright, so this is a game from the end of last season. As far as this hand goes, this is most excellent because I do have the Scavenger, I do have the Hardened Bonds. Now, since I'm playing blind right now, I'll drop the Scavenger first. You gotta watch out for removal, especially. Scavenger tends to be a magnet for a lot of removal. So, fortunately, no removal. I do want to get more creatures, so I'll stick the Hardened Bonds down. I get a Toadstool Admirer. And that's great because I can drop the Admirer next turn, drop a Talent or a Shelter by Ghosts. I could also drop a Fenrir. Strategic Betrayal. That's something you do want to watch out for. Like Sacrifice style effects gets around the ward effect of Admirer. I do want more lands. I can go Innocence and then Admirer this coming turn. And should the Fenrir stay on the board, I'll get a creature card from Hardened Bonds. Okay, War Leader's Call. So I'm suspecting this is some form of Mardu tokens. I'm getting 2 cards here. So one from the Hardened Bonds effect, and then another one from the Enduring Innocence effect. So as you can see, you can start gaining a lot of cards very quickly if your opponent doesn't answer your value engines. Okay, so rather than play multiple scavengers, I'm going to start warding up the Admirer. And then Processionist is great, because now I can drop it and multiple scavengers and turn that into a wide board. Now, something I didn't mention, since Toadstool Admirer is rotating out, you may want to replace it with something else. My first thought is Tifa, just because she comes with Trample, and you can get her very large with Ethereal Armor. Okay, I should be able to kill this round. Let's see. Yep. Alright, 10 damage. And they both have Ward 1, so I don't think there's any spell the opponent could play there to answer them. I didn't see too much spot removal. Also note, I was running District Mascot earlier, in an earlier version, but I took it out. So, I mean, depending on how the meta sorts out, you could run District Mascot in the sideboard as an answer to artifacts. It does have synergy with Hardened Bonds because it can give itself +1/+1 tokens. It's also a small enough creature to draw off of the Enduring Ideal. So, again, this is from end of last season. I changed the deck up a little bit. No creatures, but I do get Authority of the Council, so... And I'm on the draw. Oh. Card is Enduring Innocence, not Enduring Ideal. Whoops. Windcrag Siege. So, what that card will do, when they have a mobilize card come down and then mobilize card attacks, then mobilize is going to trigger twice. Trigger twice. My poor innocence gets abraded, but at least it's not removed from the game. I'm a sheltered by ghosts here. And then there's an Enduring Courage. Okay, I should be fine now. The thing I was worried about last turn is a sacrifice effect. I think doing that this turn was a mistake. I should have paid for the Innkeeper's Talent level 3. And I am getting flooded so badly right now. As far as how you win, generally you're gonna beat the opponent to death. You can gain massive amounts of life too, and that'll not win you the game, but make the game impossible for the opponent. Let's see, what do I draw off of my scout or scavenger? Perfect. So Hunter's Talent. And what's nice about Hunter's Talent is it causes a creature to deal damage. So as you saw there, my Toadstool Admirer had lifelink from Sheltered by Ghosts. So I am gaining a massive amount of life. So I believe that was 7 and 8 life, 15 life. And that should be game. Yep. Alright. So again, you saw two versions. This video was an earlier version running District Mascot, but I would put it to the sideboard now. Shoot. Oh, I just realized I don't have my closing screen set up, so hold on. Okay, it's been fixed. So with that said, thanks for watching. You can find me on X under the username Cardboard.Capitan. You can find me on Moxfield under the username Cardboard_Capitan, where you can find this deck in the description below, as well as other decks that play primarily Alchemy. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the content. I will see you next time.